Neutral is a place of no movement. It means you're not making progress towards the goals or the ideas that are really important to you. Welcome to Beyond Neutral, where we talk about what gets you stuck and how we can shift and navigate the road forward. As leaders, as professionals in our careers, or just balancing and creating the kind of life you desire. I'm your host, Paula Reed. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to today's episode of Beyond Neutral, and Happy New Year 2024. Hard to believe that that's where we are, but it's amazing how, every year, this time of year, that's just what happens. It comes around no matter what we do. So I don't know about you, but the beginning of the year is a time when I do two really, really significant things. The very first is I start unsubscribing to all the emails that come into my inbox as a result of all the online shopping I did, or just whatever happens as a result of signing up for one thing and you end up 10. So I always, at the beginning of the year, start unsubscribing to kind of start the process of decluttering my inbox. The other thing that happens for many of us, most of us, is we use this as a time to kind of reset. Think about where we are, where we want to get to. And often we start talking about New Year's resolutions. I don't know about you, but in my family, my kids brought that up. They asked me on New Year's Eve, Mom, what's your New Year's resolutions this year? And I basically chose not to have a resolution. And I did that because I'm thinking differently about what that means. And I wanted to share that with you and talk a little bit about that, about what it really takes or what we're really looking at when we think about setting a New Year's resolution. So first of all, I suspect if you're like me, you're a card-carrying member of the club of people who set New Year's resolutions and then walk away from them far too quickly. I think the statistic is 8%. I researched that and looked at that. 8% of New Year's resolutions are still happening 6 months later. And I contend that part of the reason for that is exactly the topic that I want to talk about. And that is that quite often when we think about a New Year's resolution, what we identify as the thing that we want to achieve is really a very narrow end result of some kind of major change or transformation. And the challenge is that when we focus on this very narrow result, right? Single result or single task. Sometimes it's a task called, I want to exercise more. Sometimes it's a result, I want to lose 10 pounds. Sometimes it's a result of, I want to get a new job. But what we miss in looking at it at that level is we really don't recognize what we're really asking ourselves for. What we're really looking for is a much bigger, much more aspirational desire that we have, much more aspirational change. We're looking for a big change. When you're looking, and I say that because when you're saying, I want to lose 10 pounds, your intention is not to lose 10 pounds this year so that next year you get to do it again, right? What you're really looking for in that situation is to develop new habits or new behaviors that change the things that go into the amount of weight that you carry. And so changing weight is not just about being on a diet. Losing weight is not just about being on a diet. There's many things that go into our weight gain. It's not just what we eat. It's what we eat. It's how much we eat. It's when we eat. It's the level of stress that we have in our lives. It's the amount of sleep we get. It's the amount of exercise and movement. So when you talk about, I want to lose weight, what you're really talking about is I fundamentally want to change the way that I live or operate in such a way that I am developing a lifestyle that enables me to maintain a weight that I feel good and healthy about. Okay? Much bigger thing. So what my challenge is for you is to elevate that discussion, to not talk about the New Year's resolution I have in this very narrow term, but rather elevate it to a much higher level. And to do that, ask yourself this question. What do you want to be different? Not what is my New Year's resolution, but what do you want to be different? When we're back here a year from now, what is it that you want to have fundamentally changed that gave you some of the results that you really desired? New job is a great example. I want a new job. Why do you really want a new job? It's not just because you're tired of going to the same place every day. You either are looking for a greater level of responsibility, you want to exit a toxic work culture, you want to make more money, you're looking to elevate the intellectual challenge that you get in your job, you're looking to have a different balance, there's a million reasons that go into why a person wants a new job, all right? And so it's usually looking for a different kind of impact in your life. You spend 50, 60 hours between driving to and from work or working from home or whatever. We spend an exorbitant amount of time in our work life. And when you say, I want a new job, what you're really looking for is a transformation of how you spend a substantial amount of time and the benefit you get from that, whether that's intellectual, or whether that's emotional, whether that's financial, whatever it is. So the new job is really just the result. So how do you do that? You're asking yourself a different question. You're asking yourself, what do you want to be different? And by asking that question, you are enabling yourself to access so many more inputs into what creates that and the things that really matter to you in creating that and the things that you need to pay attention to in order to achieve that. Okay. So it makes you step back and really analyze the level of transformation you're really looking for. It makes you really think about what you want to be different. So the first step in actually holding on to that resolution or whatever we want to call it now, that transformation or that change or that significant difference in your life that you're looking for, the very first step is to ask the right question. Okay, what do you want to be different? The second step is to sit and think and own the impact that that's going to have. What is the benefit to you in achieving that? Because to really achieve that kind of change or that kind of transformation or that result you're looking for and to sustain it over a long period of time, all right? In order to do that, it's got to have it's got to have a hook that benefits you enough to make it worth paying attention to it and staying on top of it and doing all the things that you need to do in order to permanently achieve that. So what's the benefit? Sit with that. Really sit and think about it. So if we think about weight loss is just so easy because everybody can relate to it, right? But if you think about that, okay, it's really not weight loss. It's really, I want to develop a lifestyle that enables me to do the things that I want to do, eat the food I want to, whatever that is, and maintain a healthy weight. What is the benefit of that? What will it be like when I have actually achieved the goal of changing my lifestyle so that I can support the weight that I want, so that I can regularly have the weight that I want? What will it feel like when you're there? What will the benefit be to you of that? And really sit and own that and really, really think about it and anchor yourself in that future desired state. All right. The future desired state that you want, imagine yourself there. Imagine the benefit of it. And if you can't get really excited about that, then you haven't painted the picture well enough. And the odds of you doing what you need to do in order to achieve it are far less. All right. So paint that picture in a really big way and a really meaningful way. And that goes for any major change you're trying to achieve. Okay. Paint the picture, fully embrace the benefit of it. Okay. And then look at all the possible inputs that it will take in order to achieve that, or that you can access in order to achieve it. Okay. And which are the ones that you're most likely to embrace with vigor? And what are the ones that are most likely to create a challenge for you? And think through how you fully embrace and integrate the things that are going to come easily and how you're going to handle the challenges that come along the way and how you're going to get over that. Okay. And this is a formula for any kind of really significant change that you're looking to make. Because here's the thing, when you think about change, and we'll use losing 10 pounds as the example again, right? If you think of reaching the summit of a mountain, okay, and the summit is not that you lost 10 pounds, all right? The summit is the process that you created in getting there and sustaining that and incorporating that into an incredibly new way of thinking about yourself and thinking about your life and thinking about whatever this thing is and the importance that that has, the value that that holds for you and the impact that holding that value offers you long term. So I challenge you, because when you step back and you think about this, right? When you think about that New Year's resolution, what are you really asking for? What are you really, really asking for? What's the point of putting it out there in the first place? What are you trying to achieve by putting it out there? Think about that. Anchor on that. Broaden that question. Okay, broaden that question. Look at the inputs. Imagine what it's like to be in that future state. And the odds of you getting there and achieving that are so much greater because of how clearly you connected the sacrifice and the process that you go through to get there, how much you've connected that to the benefit of eventually achieving it, right? Of eventually taking that on and having that change become a very part of who you are, a very part of your existence. The New Year's resolution, let's think about it in a different way. What do you want to be different? I have my own list. Mine's around time, but that's a whole other episode. And I'll talk about that though, going forward. So I hope your New Year is off to a great start. Mine is, and I'm excited for 2024. And I hope that this little tidbit might help you to be in a different place when we get to 2025 and you're unsubscribing to emails and at the same time planning what it is that you want to evolve or how it is that you want to evolve and change in the new year. If you need help with this, supporting this, or identifying the best path on that journey, I'm always here for it and would love to talk with you. In the meantime, have a great day and enjoy the ride. Take care. Thanks so much for joining us on this week's episode of Beyond Neutral. Make sure to visit our website, www.reidandco.com, for this week's show notes. That's reidnco.com. And if you found value in today's episode, I would really appreciate you giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts, or better yet, share it with a friend. Also, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. All of this helps to support the show. Thanks so much. Take care.